good afternoon to all present here.
Very good.
Starting with the preamble today, we, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure all its citizens justice, social, economic, political, liberty of thoughts, expression, faith, belief and worship, equality of status and opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and unity and integrity of the nation. Today, on 26th November, way back in 1949, we gave ourselves this constitution. The Indian Constitution prescribes protection and safeguards for the scheduled tribes and other backward classes, either specially or insisting on their general rights as citizens, with the object of promoting their educational and economic upliftment. Be it Article 46, starting the promotion of their education and economic interest, and their protection from social injustice and other exploitation. Article 25, throwing open by law the Hindu institutions to all classes and sections. Article 14, removal of disabilities, liabilities and other restrictions to the use of public resort places. Article 19, curtailment by law in the interest of tribal people to acquire land. Article 29, the forbidding of any denial of admission to the educational institutions maintained by the state and receiving funds from the state government. Article 16 and 335, permitting state government to have reservation to the backward classes, minorities. Article 164, 338, 5th schedule, Article 244 and 5th, 6th schedules. Article 23. Thus, it is clear that the Indian Constitution has made important provisions for the welfare of tribal people. Services in state and central government has been reserved for the minorities, scheduled caste, tribes. Seats have been reserved for them in the representation in the legislatures and even in the Indian Parliament. Special provisions have been made regarding their administration. District and regional councils have been established to carry out their welfare. The government has given special attention to the education and economic, whereas there are certain reforms that need to be taken. As in social reforms, established agriculture should be encouraged in the tribal people, in tribes, as shifting cultivation brings lots of damage and wastage. Efforts should be made to improve the health problems of the tribals and other classes. Government officials should be appointed of the culture to intend improvement and welfare in the society. Though central government has taken incessant efforts, in all directions, special directories have been established for their welfare. Thousands of scholarships, hospitals, educational institutions have been constructed and built, and yet there are many to go. This has definitely led to some improvement in some directions. The solutions in the problems, however, requires a multi-sided plan. Quoting Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, there is no one solution to tribal problems, no one common platform to demand it. There are levels of cultural development and there are different patterns of life. In any scheme of rehabilitation of tribals' life, the attitude and configuration of culture must be known to work out plans, as what is true to one culture may not be for the second. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Beenu.
I would like to throw some light on the subject Indian Panchayati Raj system
and its role in the community development. India is poor because the villages of India are poor. India will be rich if the villages of India are rich. Panchayats should be given greater power, for we want the villagers to have a greater power of Swaraj in their own villages. These were a very famous quote by local self-government. It was constitutionalized through the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992. On January 1957, the Government of India appointed a committee to examine the working of the Community Development Program and the National Extension Services to suggest measures for the better workings. The chairman of this committee was Balwant Rai Mehta. Balwant Rai Mehta, the father of the Indian Panchayati Raj system, was a parliamentarian when the committee was established. He submitted its report on November 1957 and recommended the establishment of the scheme of the democratic decentralization, which ultimately came to be known as the Panchayati Raj system. I once heard an interesting quote by John Lothrop Motley, which said that local self-government is the lifeblood of liberty. And yes, it is true, as the Panchayati Raj system is the main body of the village local government that plays a significant role in the education, health, agriculture, women and child empowerment, and women participation in the local government. The institution of Panchayat in India dates back to ancient history, when it performed the role of the village government. During the British regime, these panchayats were relegated a subservient position, as the foreign rulers set up local governments on the pattern of their own country. But, rightly said, that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And one such dream came true due to the pioneering efforts of Balwant Rai Mehta. The present act that aims to provide a three-tier system of Panchayati Raj for all the states having a population of over 2 million and regularly having the elections in every 5 years to provide the reservation for the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and the women of the society. A very famous saying by Bruce Lee goes as such: "To hell with circumstances, I create opportunities." And yes, this has been proved right with the help of a few delegatories who enforce the Panchayati Raj system in India. Panchayati Raj means the rule of the people selected by the government in order to maintain law and order in the villages. In India, the Panchayati Raj now functions as a system of governance in which the Gram Panchayats are the basic units of the administration. The Panchayati Raj system is a unique experiment in the Indian democracy. It aims at decentralization of the power to the grassroots levels. It enables the citizens of India to become a part of the political mainstream and have a say in the government at the most basic level of administration. The quest for an all-encompassing law has hurt the freedom struggle of the reincarnating passion of the independence for the 200 long years of British conquest. And with the constitution coming into frame to serve the function with a special focus given to the women, children and the weaker sections of this society, the Panchayati Raj system was established. It serves several functions such as the maintenance and the construction of the water resources, roads, drainage, school buildings and the common property resources. It also levies and collects local taxes. Panchayati Raj, also known as the local self-government, deals with the decentralized governance and administration of the people at the basic or the local level, that is in the villages, panchayats and small towns. It is a boon for the welfare of the villages. To conclude with, I'd like to quote Robert F. Kennedy, the 64th U.S. Attorney General. He says, and I quote, "The glory of the justice and the majesty of the law is not created by any constitution, nor by any court, and not even by any officers of the law, but by we, the men and women of this society,